Hi guys, and welcome to another session of the online music school. Today we're going to be joined by our drum teacher Shay, who is going to show us an introduction on the different parts of the drums and teach us how to hold our drumsticks correctly. Before the lesson begins, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Away from the crowd. Oh yeah, we're in Soulfield.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Straight for us as we wait up on the floor. We will wait up on the
Hello and welcome to music school, online music school. Today we're going to be covering the drums and we're just going to go from the very basics. So we're going to start off with the parts of the drum and then move on to how to hold your drumsticks. So drums come in two parts. You've got the cymbals and you've got the actual drums. So starting off with the drums, you've got your bass drum or kick drum, which sounds like this. Then you've got your snare drum, it sounds like that. You've got your three toms, high tom, mid tom, and floor tom. The reason the snare sounds different to all the other drums because it's got a snare wire underneath it, and that causes vibrations when you hit it, hence the different sound. If you were to take those snare wires off, it would sound just like the toms. So moving on to the cymbals, we've got our hi-hat, which when you close it sounds like this. When you play it open, sounds like this. This is two cymbals on top of each other, which you can, as I've just displayed, play open and closed. Then you've got your crash cymbal. This is used at the end of a fill, used to indicate a change in maybe even dynamics in the song, change in the part of the song that you're in. And then you've got your ride. This can be used in place of a hi-hat. Both of them can be used to play with the snare and the kick in a groove. So moving on to holding the drumstick, what you want to do, you want to split the drumstick into thirds and you want to hold it in that bottom third. You just want to wrap your fingers around it, and what you want to do with your thumb is just tuck it in. You want to create a pivot between your index finger and your thumb, just like that, and not wrap these three fingers too tightly around the stick, so that when you do hit the drum, it allows the stick to bounce back. So that is how you hold your drumstick.
A big thank you to Shay for taking us through the introduction of the drum parts and showing us how to hold our drumsticks. Here's a quick recap. The drums can be divided into two sections: the cymbals of the drums and the actual drums themselves. For the drum sections, we have the snare drum, which is a special drum which has a snare wire attached to it. And when you activate the snare wire, it causes extra vibrations, which causes the snare drum to differ in sound from the other toms. You have a high tom, a mid tom, and a low tom or a floor tom, which are all tuned to different pitches and create a different drum sound. For the cymbals, we have the hi-hat, which is two cymbals that are put together and they clap. And this gives us variety in terms of the sounds and textures we can create in music. We have the crash, which is used to indicate a change in the dynamics of a song or a movement from one section of the music to the next. And we also have the crash ride, which can be used interchangeably with the hi-hat and the crash itself. Shay also taught us how to hold our drumsticks. Now it's important to remember that we divide the drumstick into thirds, and we want to hold the drumstick in the lower third portion of the stick. Thank you for joining us again this week for Music School. Next week we're going to have a look at how to count different beats, different strokes that you can do on the drums, and some foot exercises to develop hi-hat and kick drum control. Until next time, hit like and subscribe.